Hi, I'm Jennifer Henry, the Director of the Counseling Center at Maryville University, and I'm here to talk with you as faculty and staff about how to refer students to counseling support during the fall 2020 semester. And this is specifically for students who are presenting with urgent counseling needs. I first want to introduce the Counseling Center staff. Again, there's myself, Jennifer Henry. I'm a licensed professional counselor. Caitlin Layer Gaskell, she's a licensed clinical social worker. And Vern Wilson, he's a licensed professional counselor and a licensed marriage and family therapist. This fall, all counseling services will be taking place through a HIPAA-compliant teletherapy platform. For all students who are enrolled on ground, even if their classes have gone virtual due to the pandemic, they have access to one-on-one teletherapy. To schedule an appointment, they can call the office at 314-529-9556. They can email one of the counselors, or they can stop by the library to fill out a counseling center request form. For students who are enrolled in the School of Adult and Online Education, they can contact the main campus counseling center staff, and we can assist them in locating ongoing therapy for them based on their insurance and their geographic location. Also, all students, whether they're on ground or online, have access to a counselor 24/7 using our Counseling Center support line. So next I'm going to go through the protocol for urgent counseling needs. I'll definitely note that if there is an immediate medical or mental health emergency, call 911. Step 1 is to determine if the student is available to call the Counseling Center support line. If they are, assist them in making the phone call to the support line. They will be connected with a licensed counselor who is an extension of the main campus counseling center. From there, the main campus counseling center staff receives a report about the phone call so that we can provide any appropriate follow-up care. If the student isn't with you, maybe they sent you an email or you just read their paper and you're really concerned about their safety, call the counseling support line yourself and talk with one of the counselors about how to support the student, what you can do, and whether emergency protocols need to be put into place to support that student. At times, the support line will do outbound outreach to a student if the situation is very urgent. So after you've contacted the Counseling Center support line or the students contacted the Counseling support line, step 2 is to send a quick email to the Counseling Center staff, letting us know any further information that we might want to be aware of. And at that point, your work is done. Rest assured that all calls to the Counseling Center support line are processed and reviewed and followed up on from the main campus Counseling Center staff. Next, it's really important to frame your conversation about using the Counseling Center support line in the most positive way. One thing to do is really normalize counseling services and mental health support and help-seeking behaviors as something that shows strength. Also, remind the student that the Counseling Center support line is not a hotline that just goes off to somewhere never to be heard from again. The Counseling Center support line is an extension of the main campus counseling center. They'll talk with a licensed counselor in the moment, and then the main campus counseling center staff follows up as appropriate. Let students know that they can call the Counseling Center support line about any concern, big or small. Anytime they need to talk with a counselor, someone is available to talk with them. And lastly, confidentiality applies to the Counseling Center support line phone calls within the main campus counseling center. So in summary, if you don't know what to do but you feel concerned about a student's safety, call the Counseling Center support line. Try to get the student on the phone with the support line, but if you can't, call the counseling support line yourself. And lastly, remember that all calls to the Counseling Center support line will be shared with the main campus counseling center and followed up on appropriately. I hope this helps clarify how to connect students with crisis or urgent mental health support this fall. Thank you.